This podcast is brought to you by Anchor.fm. Anchor is an awesome website platform that you can easily distribute and start a podcast right from the website. They also have some really awesome apps on both iOS and Android. So if you head on over to Anchor.fm, you'll be able to start your podcast for free. You can monetize that podcast with sponsor segments just like this one. They also have an easy donation platform you can set up. They're going to go out and do all the legwork for you to get your podcast on all the major platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google, etc. I think it's really an awesome platform. I use it personally for a couple different podcasts that I run. I can't see any reason to do it on any other platform. It's really easy. It's a cool interface. You can add background music. It's so easy that I'm doing this right from my computer directly within the Anchor web app. And I don't need to add any other programs. I don't need to do any editing. I could also be doing the same thing directly from my phone, so much that my quick bits are done either from my phone or from the web app here. It's really easy to set up. You can download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Hey everybody, this is Kyle with ProTech, and I just wanted to come in and do an update for you guys. I don't know if I'll actually consider this a full podcast or one of my quick bits, but one of the things I'm seeing more and more online, at least stories of them, is the whole, what we'll call it the Microsoft scam, where quote unquote Microsoft will call you, but the reality is it's not actually Microsoft. It's just a scam farm somewhere overseas that tries to portray that they're either from the government, they're doing a social security check or getting a refund, or even as of late, stimulus refunds, things like that. And this all kind of just, it's all the same tactic and all the same end goal, really. There's a couple games they can play, but the reality is the overwhelming majority of them are to scam you out of money. So they'll either be saying they're calling from Microsoft or AOL or Yahoo or Hotmail or Gmail, whatever it is, some big company, and they want to give you a refund or they want to check your account or something's gone wrong with your account. So here's one of the examples I did a little while back where Microsoft would want a remote, and I use air quotes again, Microsoft would want a remote into your computer to fix a virus. They got a signal that is happening, and they wanted to fix that for you for free. A couple things right off the bat. Microsoft will never, ever, 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 ever call you, especially if you're a home user. If you're some enterprise user, then I'm sure they have conversations with Microsoft, but the reality is that they're never going to call you. The other thing is, if I had the ability to know every computer in the world's current status and whether they had a virus or hardware problem, business would be a lot easier. That tool doesn't exist unless you already have a relationship with somebody. Like, for example, our Cloud Care will know if you have a virus, if you get a virus, or there's some hardware problems that are coming up. It's not even that is not 100% reliable. But we'll know of some of the basic things like a hardware failure in the hard drive, or definitely if you get a virus or something like that. But you already have a relationship with us. You've never established that one-on-one relationship with Microsoft, even though you have Windows 10 or Windows whatever operating system, or even in the Apple world, you have OS 10. There is no way for them to know those types of things. And actually, I mean, I'm sure millions of computers that have a virus on them right now. Microsoft doesn't have the ability to call all those people. So the reality is, and it doesn't exist. So in this specific situation, they'll remote in and they'll run some bogus commands or have you look at Event Viewer where it will tell you a bunch of things. And there's even in a perfectly brand new working computer, Event Viewer will show a bunch of errors that are just it's natural for Windows to have that. They'll make it look like it's an actual problem. There's hackers. There's something in your computer that's stealing your information. It's not the case. Sometimes they'll run a command prompt and try to show you a bunch of things that are, fast moving pace. And the reality is it's just showing you the different files on the computer because they ran a command to show all the files or something like that. So that has been around. That whole scam has been around for a while. And what they'll try to do is they'll try to sell you a service plan for $500 for 3 years, whatever it is. But the reality is they're never going to help you. They just want to steal your initial $500 or get your bank account information to drain out as much as they can, or credit card information to charge as much as they can. So that was kind of the original scam that kind of came out of all this whole remote scam thing. Now what they'll try to do is they'll try to tell you that our servers are broken, so now we want to give you a refund. And what they'll do is they'll remote into your computer to connect you to the refund department and all this bogus stuff. And they'll say, okay, log into your bank, and it's, they might be running a keylogger or something like that, so they'll get your bank information. That's one tactic. The other thing is they'll see your bank account information, and let's just say, for sake of explanation, you got $1,000 and you have a $300 refund due. They'll edit the code on that website while you're distracted doing something else to make you think that they sent you a certain amount of money. Now you'd be thinking, okay, remember that time? They'll say, remember that time you spent money, and whether you say yes or no, you remember it. They'll say, okay, well, we have on record here that you're due a refund. We're going to send you $300, and they'll have you type in 300, and at the last minute or last second, they'll hit another zero, and then they'll fake refund you $3,000. And they'll go, oh, geez, we refunded you $3,000. What'd you do? What'd you type? And they'll make it seem like it's your fault that you typed that extra zero, when in reality, they just hit it because they were remoted into the computer. So it's kind of funny that they think this is, and unfortunately, it becomes not funny because people fall for it, but they'll then ask you, okay, we can't pull back the money. It's a manual transfer. We already did it. Run down to insert big box store here and buy us whatever $1,000 worth of gift cards, and we'll take the money that way. So what happens is you think you have an extra $1,000 in your bank, but the reality is it's just they've edited the code on the website to display that. And the reality is you don't actually have an extra $1,000. They never sent it to you. So you go spend $1,000 in Best Buy gift cards, then you send them those codes. You go and actually look at your real bank account information, or go down to the bank or call your bank. You don't have that extra $1,000. You never did. And you just gave these scammers $1,000 in Best Buy gift cards, which they're just going to go spend immediately. It's all just kind of social engineering. They're thinking of different ways to trick people, to slip people up, and make them think that they're actually have a problem. The reality is, no matter what the company is, unless you have a pre-established relationship with a trusted computer repair professional, and I obviously do this. There's other people in the industry that do service plans like this, and I absolutely recommend that you have something like this, not only to keep your computer working and great, and if you have any problems, but if you have that plan, it doesn't matter what anyone else says. It only matters, ProTech Guy is looking at this computer, he'll let me know if there's a problem. Not some random phone number from a random company is going to tell me that there's an issue. And what we always tell our customers is hey, if you ever have anything that you think is suspicious, bounce it off us. Give us a call, shoot us an email, forward the email to us. There's so many scams out there that even at a minimum just try to steal your account information for Amazon or whatever it is, that just bounce it off us first. If you're a CloudCare member, you know this already. If you want to become one, I'll throw links in the description below. More than ever, this is important just because we're only doing remote support right now, and this kind of covers everything. The idea of it is we're going to prevent problems before they happen. So you just don't have to worry about these things. But in the event that something does happen and it's a covered thing, we take care of it. If you lost the computer, it's a laptop, all your stuff's backed up. So it makes things so much easier, and having a working computer all the time is just such a better experience. If you're having issues where you're just having bad computer experiences, this can really smooth out a lot of those rough edges. And I won't pretend to say the computers are never going to have a problem. I deal with them every day, even with customers that are on managed plans, like businesses or cloud care clients for the just the home user stuff. Problems happen, Windows breaks, computers break, but we know what to do in those certain situations so we can take care of things. Thanks for listening, guys. If you have any questions about a scam or want to tell me your story about one, send me a message here in the Anchor app. It's super easy to do. You just record it right on the website. You can do it through the web browser on your phone, whatever it is. You don't need to download an app. You can download the app if you want to follow different podcasts, including this one. You can find us on Apple, Google, Spotify, whatever it may be. Your favorite podcatcher. You can just manually put the RSS feed in there if you'd like to do that as well. Any questions or anything, let me know. I appreciate it. Have a good one. Thanks.